And welcome to Business Ambassadors. I am your host, Curt Osweiler. And if you're watching and not listening on the radio, you probably recognize the person sitting next to me.
I don't know if that's good or bad, Curt.
This is Sharon McMahon. She is here to talk about something that's pretty cool. It's a neat event going on. And she is representing Horseshoe Prairie chapter.
Horseshoe Prairie chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, and that is our local county chapter. In fact, we just celebrated our 45-year anniversary this year, and the Daughters of the American Revolution just celebrated their 125th anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's, I haven't been involved that entire time, Curt. I thought you might ask that question. So actually, what we're doing right now is that, first of all, 2015 and 2016 has been a very important year for Vietnam veterans. And I'll just show a couple of things before I get on to the event. And you know, our viewers can't see this. I will hold it up. This is actually a proclamation from the White House, denoting the commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War.
Very cool.
And also, the Horseshoe Prairie chapter has been named a commemorative partner in the celebration of this 50th anniversary. And Curt, I don't know if we'll be able to see this with the lights, but I will hold it up. This is, again, just an official documentation showing that our local chapter has been officially recognized to celebrate our Vietnam veterans. And that's what we're doing coming up here next month in March with a very special event.
Okay. And why don't you go ahead and tell us about it? It looks like you got a lot of neat things here.
Yeah, we do. We are celebrating with an open house on Saturday, March 19th from 9 to 11 a.m. And that will take place at the, Noblesville's First United Methodist Church. And what we're doing from 9 to 11 a.m., we're going to be providing free coffee and donuts for the Vietnam veterans. And that is, those are being provided by the Farmers Bank, and we want to make sure we thank them.
Oh, yeah.
And also, we'll have some of us from the Daughters of the American Revolution, as well as some Boy Scouts there to help pass out the free coffee and donuts to our Vietnam veterans. But very importantly, we're going to be providing to any living United States military personnel who served not just in Vietnam proper, but during the Vietnam War, with a lapel pin, which has been sanctioned by the U.S. Department of Defense for Vietnam veterans to wear. And I think we do have a photo of that, and perhaps we can bring that up here in just a moment, showing that lapel pin. But that will be offered to any of the Vietnam veterans. So we invite them to come by, and I have a photo of a gentleman up there, and I'll talk about that as well. There's a depiction of the lapel pin with the front and back of that. And again, if you're a Vietnam veteran, please come out. We'll give you one of those free of charge. Now, the photo of the gentleman that you see portrayed there is Corporal Michael Eugene Randall from Noblesville, who was actually killed on duty in Vietnam in 1969. And at 1968, actually lost his life in action on the very same day that his daughter was born here in the United States, the very same day. And actually his widow, Patty Randall, who has never remarried, was a speaker for the Horseshoe Prairie chapter not long ago. And Michael was promoted actually from private posthumously to corporal because of his actions in saving several comrades on that day. And he is actually a candidate for the Distinguished Service Cross as well. So it's very, very wonderful thing. And the Daughters of the American Revolution also presented a certificate of recognition to Michael Randall's widow that day. So, Noblesville graduate from Noblesville, and actually myself, as being a graduate of Noblesville High School in 1968, there were several fellows in my class who actually lost their lives during that Vietnam War. And I know your father served in Vietnam.
Yep.
You said.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
So this is very important. Now we're commemorating the Vietnam War. 50th anniversary. However, this event, again, which is sanctioned by the U.S. Department of Defense, they have recognized March 29th, 1976 as last boots on the ground for soldiers serving in Vietnam. Now,
It really-
absolutely. We would like to have any military personnel, retired military personnel or active, to come by. And again, they can help thank those Vietnam veterans. And Curt, one of the reasons this is happening now is that, and some of our viewers and listeners may remember, as I do, when our Vietnam veterans returned home from their service, they were denied a proper welcome.
Right.
Both by those in charge in the government and the population at large. You know, it was a very, very what I would absolutely. It's McMahon, MC, for Daughters of the American Revolution, Horseshoe Prairie chapter, and I will certainly get back with you and answer any questions you may have.
Awesome.
Where's that again? Where?
Where is the location?
It is 2051 East Monument Street at the Noblesville First United Methodist Church, and
My guest